For thousands of years, humans looked up at the dawn sky and saw a miracle. A light so bright, so pure, that we named it after the goddess of beauty. We called it the morning star. We called it Venus. From the safety of our blue marble, she looks like a paradise, a twin sister to our own world. She is roughly the same size as Earth, shares the same gravity, and was born from the exact same cloud of cosmic stardust. For decades, our greatest astronomers dreamed of what lay beneath her brilliant white veil. They imagined steaming jungles, vast blue oceans, and perhaps a civilization not unlike our own. They looked at Venus and saw a second chance for humanity. But beauty is the ultimate trap. Beneath that shining angelic veil lies the most hostile, violent environment in the entire solar system. If Earth is the Goldilocks planet, just right for life, then Venus is the wicked sister. She is a world that took everything Earth was given and turned it into a nightmare. She is not a new home. She is a planetary incinerator. Today, we peel back the clouds to witness the horror of a world that burns, and we will finally understand why, once the fire started, we could never go back. Imagine trying to land. As you sink through the upper atmosphere, the blue sky of your memory doesn't just fade, it vanishes. You are instantly engulfed in a thick, suffocating fog. But do not reach for your suit's cooling systems just yet. This isn't water vapor. These clouds are made of concentrated sulfuric acid. If you were to step outside, you wouldn't just be wet, you would be dissolved. The very air is a chemical weapon that would eat through your suit, your equipment, and your skin in a matter of seconds. And while the acid is trying to melt you, the winds are trying to tear you apart. In the upper atmosphere of Venus, the winds scream at 300 kilometers per hour, faster than the most devastating Category 5 hurricane ever recorded on Earth. They circle the planet in a never-ending storm that refuses to die, a global vortex of acid and fury. But as you drop deeper, the screaming stops. The wind dies down to a ghostly crawl, and a terrifying silence returns. You have reached the surface, but the silence is not a mercy. It is the silence of a tomb. Touchdown. Welcome to the surface of the wicked sister. The first thing you notice is the light, or rather, the lack of it. The clouds are so thick, so oppressive that the sun is nothing more than a hazy, sickly yellow smear in the sky. It looks like an eternal twilight on a dying world. But before you can even adjust your eyes to the gloom, you feel it, the weight. The atmosphere of Venus is so dense, so heavy, that the pressure on the surface is 90 times greater than what you feel on Earth. Standing here is not like standing on a planet. It is like being 1 kilometer deep under the ocean. You wouldn't even have time to take a single breath. The weight of the air itself would crush your bones and collapse your lungs instantly. On Venus, the atmosphere isn't something you breathe. It's something that drowns you. And then there is the heat. Venus holds a terrifying record. It is the hottest planet in the solar system, hotter even than Mercury, the iron prison that sits right next to the sun's furnace. On the surface of Venus, the temperature soars to a hellish 475 degrees Celsius. This is not a heat you can survive. It is an incinerator that never turns off. It is hot enough to melt lead. It is hot enough to turn solid rock into glowing magma. This is the result of a runaway greenhouse effect. The thick carbon dioxide atmosphere acts like a massive suffocating blanket, letting the sun's heat in, but never, ever letting it out. Venus is a planet that is literally cooking itself. Every rock, every crater, and every volcanic peak is trapped in a permanent state of near combustion. There is no relief, no nighttime cooling, no seasons, just the eternal agonizing bake of a world that reached a tipping point and kept going. The true horror of Venus isn't just how it looks today, it's what it used to be. Scientists believe that billions of years ago, Venus was Earth's true twin. It likely had cool, deep oceans of liquid water. It had blue skies and a gentle atmosphere. It might have even had life. But something went wrong. Venus was too close to the fire. As the sun grew older and hotter, the planet reached a catastrophic tipping point. The oceans didn't just dry up, they boiled away. The water vapor rose into the atmosphere, trapping more heat, which boiled more water, in a violent feedback loop of destruction. The carbon was baked out of the rocks and into the air, creating the thick, toxic shroud we see today. Venus is not just a hostile planet, it is a ghost. It is a vision of a world that was once alive and was murdered by its own atmosphere. When we look at her, we are looking at a planetary crime scene where the evidence has been melted into the landscape. We have tried to talk to the wicked sister. In the 1970s and 80s, the Soviet Union launched the Venera missions. These were not delicate satellites. They were robots, built like tanks. They were engineered with reinforced hulls and titanium shells, designed to survive the apocalypse just long enough to send back a single message. They landed in the sulfur and the heat. They managed to send back a few grainy, precious photos of yellow rocks and cracked, bleeding soil. But even our best armor was no match for the monster. The longest any robot survived on the surface was just 127 minutes. In just 2 hours, the electronics were fried. The metal began to soften and melt. The lenses went black. Today, the carcasses of those probes are still down there, melting monuments on a dead world. They are the silent, metallic remains of our curiosity, slowly being digested by the planet they tried to understand. We call her the goddess of beauty because, from a distance, we can only see the light. But the more we learn about the wicked sister, the more we realize that she is not a destination. She is a warning. Venus shows us how fragile the balance of a world truly is. She shows us that an atmosphere is a gift, not a guarantee. She is a mirror, reflecting a terrifying possibility of what happens when a world burns, when the greenhouse becomes an incinerator. We can never go back to Venus because there is nothing to go back to. There are no oceans to sail, no jungles to explore, and no air to breathe. There is only the heat, the pressure, and the acid. As we look back at our own noisy living blue marble, we realize that Earth is the anomaly. We are the miracle blooming in a desert of fire and ice. Venus is the ghost that reminds us to protect the only home we have before the clouds turn yellow and the oceans begin to boil. Stay curious, keep looking up, and remember, beauty can be a trap, but the truth, no matter how terrifying, is the only thing that can set us free.